You're listening to the Emo Metal Gamers Podcast.
What's going on, guys? And welcome to another episode of Evil Metal Gamers Podcast. Today is October. Once again, I mess up. November 10th, 2017. And where you can hear all your news, all your geek news all week. What is it again? Oh, my God. Every week. We're keeping that. I'm not editing that. Anywho, my name is Jose Roldan.
I'm Frank Berna, and today we got a special Tech and Tag edition.
Yes, we got two people.
I'm Adrian Fernandez.
I'm Alex Roldan.
And we have all the way from Orlando.
Alex Roldan. Once again.
So it's gonna be an interesting. We're gonna have a debate later on. So we're gonna have a couple of topics. Not too many. I don't think there's how much that came out this week, and then we'll have the debate. Let's start off with. Did anybody play any new games?
I'll start off. This week I rented the wonderful Wolfenstein 2 according to the internet, but not according to me. I wasn't a fan, and it's a beautiful game. This story was awesome, and I was fighting and muscling through to try to get through to see what makes the game so great, but I just couldn't do it.
How long did you have it?
I had it for 2 days. I played a solid hour and a half.
An hour and a half on video game world is like 10 minutes.
Shut it off. I shut it off because I would walk down the hallway. And
is it one of the games that you have to play a long time?
I don't know. I just know that as a first-person shooter, I don't know where I'm getting shot from. I don't know if I'm getting hit. I don't know if my cover is good enough. I don't know if I'm stealthy enough. There's nothing there that signifies to let me know that I'm good or not. So I'll be walking down the hall and then I'll just drop dead for no reason. And it's for a game that seemed action adventure, explosions along the lines of Doom, which I love Doom. I haven't beaten Doom, but I love Doom. Doom at least lets me know that, hey, there's something biting you in the ass, so you need to turn around.
So this one doesn't tell you. So
no, there's nothing that tells you that.
Oh, so you wanted to play it in easy mode.
No, but this is the thing. If I'm at full health and I'm getting shot and you have a metal suit, because your suit's metal,
okay,
you should at least be able to recognize that you're getting some damage done. And then if I know that there are enemies around and I'm crouched and I'm hiding, there should be some kind of indication on the screen that lets me know that I'm hiding. It doesn't give any.
So let me get this straight. Most first-person shooters have some sort of indicator on screen, like if you're getting shot on the left, you'll get blood splatter on the left. Are you saying that doesn't happen in Wolfenstein?
From what I've seen, no. There's nothing there that signifies. There's nothing there that signifies that you're getting hit. I didn't see it. I mean, guys can go on Twitter and yell at me and scream at me and say I'm a fucking idiot because
I still gotta play it because I mean the game got it got good reviews.
It did, and it
has the I heard it was better than the first one.
I love the aspect of dual wielding and that game right from the beginning. It's like, here you go, 2 guns, fuck shit up, and I was all about it, but it didn't. There was something about it that I just didn't like, and I was playing it, and my girlfriend, she fell asleep, and she woke up, and she goes, "You're not playing the game anymore." I'm like, "It's not fun." It just wasn't fun. It was interesting. It wasn't fun, if that makes any sense.
Like, I mean, I really want to try it out. I'm talking about Doom. Doom came out on Switch today. Got good reviews. Anybody see it?
I just heard about it.
Oh, it looks fucking fantastic. I mean, it's
weird that it's on a Nintendo system, though.
It's textured down, obviously, to fit it in there, but they pull it off. They pull it off really good for that little shit. Can handle some power, and so I'm really looking for like Fallout 4, or give me something other than Doom, because Doom was good, but it's not worth purchasing again, in my opinion, and definitely not worth paying $60 for it. I'm not spending another fucking $60 on a game. I spent $30 on the PC version. I would have spent $60 on a handheld. But either way, if you haven't played it, now it's available for handheld. And if you haven't seen the better version of it, then you're still gonna enjoy it because it's really good. Apparently, Alex, you play anything?
Yeah, I downloaded Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty, and it was all right. I'm at the last mission right now. They changed a couple of things where now, when you're playing campaign, you don't duck behind something to recover health. You actually have health packs.
Wait, wasn't that like the original? Was the original like health pack?
I don't remember.
Anybody remember this? Oh, shit, man, that the original from World War. Yeah, you had was that Medal of Honor?
Medal of Honor on original PlayStation was one of the last World War II games I played. And then after that, when the Call of Duties came out, I remember Call of Duties weren't as good as Medal of Honor. I'm talking original PlayStation 1 here.
Medal of Honor was DreamWorks, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think so.
I just remember the original.
It was a DreamWorks game.
The original Medal of Honor was amazing. And then
Which came first? I'm sorry.
Medal of Honor came first, if memory serves me right. Medal of Honor was about some soldier who was just he was light years better than any soldier. You would go and you would get medals and you would get ribbons and all kinds of aesthetics as you progress through the levels. If you killed X amount of enemies with headshots, you would get a ribbon. I remember that. And then in between every loading screen, you would get a little brief history of this character. It was awesome. I remember all of that aspect. Then they did a part 2, and then the Call of Duty started coming out, and then the 360 Call of Duty World War II game came out, which I never played. I got the PlayStation 3, and then some chick I was dating got me Modern Warfare.
How do we always bring the chicks that you're dating in the games?
Haters gonna hate.
Every subject is like this chick I dated, and it's related to something.
Yeah, but Modern Warfare, some chick that I was dating just
Okay.
bought it for me randomly. I have no idea why. But I know Medal of Honor and then Call of Duty 4, and everything in between that is null and void to me.
Well, for see, Medal of Honor. If Medal of Honor was made by the people who made the original Call of Duty, they would have like a every Call of Duty has like a twist at the end. I don't know if the original ones did, but I remember Modern Warfare was the one who did the flip and shit. You're shocked, the shocker. So Medal of Honor had that. They would probably have like a shocker, and that's what I liked about the Call of Duties, but especially Modern Warfare, especially Part 2, where it had that. Where the guy who was guiding you at the end turns out to be the bad guy, and he kills the
Kevin
guy in the
Spacey,
mask.
right? Wasn't that the Kevin Spacey one?
No. I tried to. Let's not mention Kevin Spacey. Too many soldiers were touched in that game.
Never forget.
Oh my God! Happy Veterans Day!
Oh,
guys.
happy Veterans Day! Mazel tov.
Everybody here is a veteran except me. Great. So, Alex, continue. I mean, in your opinion, you've played all of them, right?
I played the majority of them. I guess the all the ones that came out.
What was the last one you played?
The one from last year I played.
Infinite
Warfare. And I pretty much get it for the zombies. I play with my my homeboy from Pennsylvania, Tony. We usually just try to figure out the Easter egg, even though at this point we know that's pretty much impossible. Because they're throwing Morse codes at you, where you gotta interpret Morse codes, like stuff.
Does it look good?
It looks amazing. The game looks amazing. The cutscenes look amazing. It is a little glitchy, which I thought was weird because I've never had really any troubles with. I both downloaded and bought Call of Duty games, physical copies, and I've never had trouble with it. But this one, during fast action scenes, it's glitchy, and I have a 4K TV.
Maybe.
So,
you're playing on the PS4 though, right? Or PS4 Pro?
PS4
you have.
Pro.
But you're running it on 4K.
I'm running it on 4K.
So maybe that's it. Didn't it give you an option to change the
Well,
settings?
it says when I play Horizon Dawn, the HDR comes up. Start playing.
But you can change it, right?
Yeah, and this one the same thing. The HDR comes up, and you have your my TV has different settings for if it's just regular TV, and then once it gets to HDR, you have a couple of different extra stuff for it. So you can kind of maneuver it, and I've never really had to change settings for any of the play. I mean, Fractured Butthole, as terrible as
Okay.
supposed to look, it's actually very smooth and non-glitchy, and it looks amazing.
But from there, that's I've never experienced frame rate lag because of the processor and the system. Because of the 4K. That's something I've never experienced.
But there are some games that does.
Oh, yeah,
no. With the 4K,
where the 4K causes it to lag. No, I've never had that.
there are some games though. There are.
There's like 4 games that really
There's some
render
that take advantage, and there's some that struggle.
But that's what I'm saying. From the games that I've played, between Horizon, Resident Evil 7, Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy, I've yet to have any lag because of the 4K. So that's something that's...
It's all about the developer, I guess.
Yeah, that's more developer, less system. in my
because I
eyes.
played Horizon Dawn and I played Uncharted 4, both of them in 4K, and both of them.
But it's okay. That's not fair, Alex. Those are PlayStation exclusives. Those are pretty much, if you fuck up, you're done.
Right, but that's what we're saying. That's the argument, is that it's the developer. It's not the system.
It is, yeah. Of course, it's the developer, but if you got to cut them some slack if they're developing for all 4 systems.
No, they get no slack because last game it didn't happen last game, and we're supposed to be getting.
Did you get? Was it for PlayStation Pro?
It was for PlayStation Pro, and I downloaded it as well. So we're supposed to be getting better in technology, not worse, as the years goes on.
Well, when they went back to World War II, maybe they're using World War II technology.
Which,
you ever thought
by
about
the way,
that?
at some point they should have. My main gripe with Call of Duty games is lack of bosses. Like the ending of the end of the game is mostly just a bunch of waves of different type of soldiers.
Isn't that how every Call of Duty
Well, yeah,
is?
that's what I'm saying. That's why I like playing the zombie games, because they kind of have bosses if you do the Easter egg.
I do enjoy that. That's my favorite. The hordes of zombie coming out.
Yeah.
Is there like any reason for the story of
no
other than Nazi experimenting?
It's the same. Do you mean the campaign or the zombie story?
The zombie.
Oh, the zombie story. I don't think I saw the intro video, which I should have seen, but it pretty much seems it's the same kind of zombies more or less. But they actually made they made 2 Easter eggs. They made I was doing the Easter egg with my friend, and we got almost to the end. And once we looked it up, we saw that there's like an advanced hardcore Easter egg that's like shoot this 4 times and then jump 100 times and then like do these random things that you would never really figure out on your. It's like that Final Fantasy game where you have to dodge lightning like 100 times to get that.
Oh fuck! I hated that.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
that to get whose weapon was that? What weapon was that?
I don't give a shit whose weapon that was. That was stupid.
It's not stuff you.
I actually tried too.
Well, it's not stuff you figure out on your own. Is my point. You don't say, well, what if I dodge lightning 100 times? Maybe I'll get a weapon. That's what bothers me about it.
The sad part is there's people that actually can do it so easily, and that pisses me off.
I never got past
that.
Know, seriously.
In Mario Odyssey, there's a jump rope game, and you have to jump 20 times, and you get a moon. And then it says on the side, there's like a little robot that tells you see how much people jumped to see what the world record is. Can anybody guess what the world record is? Just guess.
15,000.
15,000? What do you say, Frank? 55,000. Are you fucking kidding me?
Is the game encouraging you?
I don't. No, you don't get shit. You don't get shit.
You don't get more moons.
You don't get absolutely shit. You probably get more shit like Legend of Zelda. They give you a big pile of shit. Fucking hey, it was a Japanese or Chinese. I couldn't understand the writing, but obviously it was from an Asian country. And I'm wondering if they put something on the controller that just jumps.
You're right.
Because
the PC thing.
the speed, what?
the PC warnings we got, and you're the one being kind of like non-PC right now.
I don't know why people do that. And then the 100. How did we get to the lightning? Sorry. So you have to do that in zombie too?
Well, in the hardcore Easter egg, like I said, there's a couple zombies ago. There's part of the Easter egg where we got to it. We figured out some of it, and we just couldn't. We were like, yo, we have to look it up because we have to. And we actually had to interpret Morse code to get a certain number to open a lock. And I'm like, fuck you. You know who? Fuck you. No, there's no, and they don't know. I don't.
Morse
code?
code?
Like Morse code. Who knows Morse code?
Aren't you guys all trained in Morse code?
No.
None of you are trained in Morse code in an emergency?
That's dead.
I know the phonetic alphabet.
Nothing at all.
The phonetic alphabet.
What if you're fucking doing wait a minute. You're stuck in the ocean and you have a flashlight.
I'm dying.
flashlight.
You just use the flashlight. How do you do SOS and
I
Morse
wouldn't even
code?
try.
Did
I
they
would
teach you
just-
that at least?
Go into the abyss.
You guys
if you're in the middle of the ocean and you have a flashlight, if someone sees you flashing your flashlight, in the
It's
middle
not
of the
Morse
ocean, you know that
code.
You don't belong there. That's like
They could think it's a.
no. He's
It's a good
fine.
point.
He's
That's a good
fine.
point. So they don't teach you. I always thought SOS was at least something.
Well, everybody knows SOS.
Bum, bum, bum,
Shit, I don't know that shit.
bum, bum, bum.
I'm fucked in the middle of the ocean. Anywho, so would you say you regret buying it, or was it more of a rental?
I don't regret buying it because when I look at buying a video game, the main thing, I don't really care much about graphics, or my main thing is replay value. Borderlands 2, I played it back to back literally 4 times in a row. That to me is amazing replay value. And I know that
shit, I can't wait for
zombies
3.
I'm going to be playing throughout the year. So if you like zombies, get it, because there's always going to be more zombie maps. But as far as the story goes, it's World War II story. They try to give you some sort of heartfelt, it's you and your army buddies, and one of them has a girlfriend back home who breaks up with him, and the other one misses his mom. And, they try to give him these, like, little backstories. One of them dies off eventually, and you got to keep on going. And
Oh, so it's like Saving Private Ryan.
pretty much. As far as story goes, it's very lackluster, not very anything.
Wait, did you play Battlefront?
I did not play Battlefront.
I thought Battlefront was. Did anybody here play?
Battlefield.
I mean, Battlefield. Did anybody play it?
No.
Did you play Battlefield 1?
Are we talking about Battlefront? Or?
No, Battlefield 1.
Okay.
Battlefield 1. Nobody
No.
played it? Oh.
I knew that's what you meant. I played Battlefield.
Battlefield 1, I mean, was pretty good for EA, but I guess nobody wants to talk about it.
Isn't that like the most
I'll
hated
talk about
company
EA.
in
Wait,
America?
wait.
Here we go.
Here
Sorry.
we go. Yesterday, my girlfriend was like, "What the hell just happened?" Because I'm screaming, "Fuck yes, fuck!" I wouldn't shut up. And she goes, "What happened?" EA officially bought Respawn, and in buying Respawn, they
Bad though.
in buying Respawn, it has given Respawn enough money to put together to make a Titanfall 3. Even though they haven't said that it's officially Titanfall 3, because a lot of people are speculating it's going to be a mobile game. Listen here, fuckheads. They already have a Titanfall mobile game. I play it all the goddamn time. Titanfall 3, that shit has got me so excited. It is the last. Well, it's not the last,
Didn't they buy
but it's
it?
the last good thing that EA could possibly do.
Before they shut them down.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
What
com-
makes you think they're not gonna murder the thing you love? Like,
Every company they buy, they
they-
destroy.
they just murdered Dice, so
You should be you should be fucking worried. You should
Yeah.
be worried.
They killed Dice
I
too
thought you-
after Visceral. They
I
killed
thought you
Dice.
were fucking screaming of
my bad.
pain.
I meant Visceral.
Visceral.
But this is the thing, Titanfall.
They bought Visceral before they did Dead Space 3. You know that, right?
Right.
So then Titanfall 3 means the end.
Hey, that's fine.
What do you mean? That's fine. Was Dead Space 3 good?
Yeah.
No, it was not.
It was
Dead Space
good.
3 was bad.
It was good. It wasn't great. It was
How
good.
dare you?
Excuse you.
No, it wasn't
Excuse-
good.
it
It
was-
wasn't good.
It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. It wasn't great.
It wasn't scary.
No, it wasn't scary. It
So
was
then
good.
what's the purpose of Dead Space if it's not going to be scary?
It's like Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5 is not great. Resident Evil 5 was good.
Yeah,
Resident
but-
Evil 6 is bad.
Yes, but I mean,
This is
if you have to compare between Resident Evil 4, how did we get to Resident Evil? You have to compare Resident Evil 4 to 5. 5 is a big disappointment. Yes or no?
Yeah, it
And
was
if you had to compare, I'm not even gonna, part 2 was okay. It was good. It was good. But you have to compare part 1 to part 3 of Dead Space.
Oh, that's not fair.
It is fair.
No, it's not.
Every game should at least follow the guidelines of the original one.
Right.
If that's what made it popular, you got to follow the guidelines. Hence why Resident Evil 3 was not good, but then Resident Evil 4, they went back to the survival. I mean, 3 had the survival thing,
Yeah, I
but
was
it
about to
wasn't
say.
it wasn't really good compared to
Well,
the-
no, but three took what made 2 great, because
they had the dodging shit.
no, but 2 had the buddy, the big dude. You remember Mr. X? Everybody had a nickname for him. Nobody really had a name for him.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? 2 or 3?
2. When you
2
play
was
game
Mr.
B,
X, yes,
when you
yes,
play game
yes,
B,
yes, yes.
you good?
Yeah.
That's what they did with Nemesis. Nemesis, they're like, all right, well, everybody loved this aspect of the game, so we're gonna throw that in.
Nemesis
there.
was worse. Nemesis could go through doors.
Right.
Mr. X couldn't.
Right. No, he just knocked down the wall. Jesus Christ, was that scary?
Remember that when
It
you
was
do go through the
so
hallway and you go around like you do a U-turn and he crashes right through the wall.
Yeah. Were you
Classic.
there when we were playing that night when it first came out? I'm sorry. Dude,
We're sharing one mic.
okay, yeah. We're kind of ghetto. I'm using like $2 like headphones right here. But I
It's okay.
remember the first time I played Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Our friend had like his huge ass speakers hooked up, and it was and it was scenario B with Mr. X, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
You could get Mr. X in either one. It just depends.
I
Yes,
thought
you-
it was just one.
No. You could play scenario B with Leon. You could do
Well,
both.
For whatever reason, we already played scenario A.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we're just going down this corridor through this hallway, and it's his first appearance, and he just smashes through that wall.
yeah, that was.
Dude, like all of us fucking shit ourselves, man. Like, cause with the sound turned all the way up, and it was dark, and it was just we thought we were just replaying some section. No, it's a whole new ballgame with Mr. X,
Well, yeah, that was.
and he does kind of follow.
And
Not as good
Nemesis,
as Nemesis.
in the Nemesis, they give you the option. I remember if he caught you in a bridge, it would tell you confront him or jump off the bridge.
Yeah.
Remember, you always get the option, and whatever. If you jump down the bridge, you would have to go the long way and go through all kinds of hell. But I don't know, 3 with Carlos and God, Carlos was so terrible. There was nothing interesting about Carlos.
No, I
Did
remember.
he get killed? Yeah,
No,
he got
no,
killed.
no, he doesn't. Because
doesn't
at
die?
they make it out at the end because at the end they're on like a
As
yacht.
in the movies.
No. You're right. If you got the good ending, that's right. There was some things you had to do to get Carlos to live.
Yeah,
Carlos would die.
When I played it, Carlos lived. I remember when I played it and I got to the very end and it's like, all right, Nemesis is defeated. And then you hear like a groan and Carlos is like, come on, let's go. And it's like, I want to make sure it's dead or fuck this, get me out of here. I'm like, you know what? At this stage of the game, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this. Somebody else can deal with this issue. And I left. I wasn't even about that life. I was not. I was at caution. You know how you had fine, caution, and danger? I was at caution. I had like 2 rounds left. I'm like, nope. Get me on this helicopter. I'm out of here.
The best ending was just Barry was flying it. Remember that? That was the best ending of all. Is at the end it was sure that it was Barry flying the helicopter. Did you do that?
No.
Oh, you see, so you didn't get the best ending.
Yeah, no. I got a good ending. I didn't get the best. But like I'm saying, why everybody disregards why Titanfall will be successful. Titanfall does have microtransactions. They have skins. They have weapons that you can spend actual currency on to continue to get money from us gamers. They have DLC. They have a great online community. Everything
why they won't
about
kill it.
that's
Yeah.
why they won't
They're gonna
kill it.
Well, I mean, the microtransactions is here to stay. You know, the Ubisoft just confirmed that they made more money on microtransactions than their games. They're here to stay.
Well, no, microtransactions are here to say loot crates are a sin.
No, Lucas.
Loot crates are a sin,
But-
and that shit is changing. That is where.
Yeah, you're right.
And Alex, I don't mean to cut you off if you're trying to jump in here, but I want to jump in real quick. A game I was really looking forward to, Need for Speed, came out, got its reviews. It is getting 5s all around, and then one of the number one reasons. Well, first and foremost, if you listen to the last week's episode, I bitch moaned and complained about being a douchebag in this tuner scene, and that's what everybody's like. You're a fucking millennial cocksucker who just says, you know, YOLO swag 420. Let's get in this car. Jesus Christ! But the other thing is you can't even level up your car normal. The way when you win a race, you get a loot crate, and maybe you might get a transmission, or maybe you might get a fender, or maybe you might get rims. You can't even pick to choose how you upgrade your car. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right
Who
now?
makes Need for Speed? Is
EA.
Oh, yeah.
So this loot crate
Gee, I
shit.
wonder what they're gonna do with Titanfall once they buy it.
Well, no, but that's the reason why they're getting rid of.
Stops. They're gonna buy. They're gonna buy
Battlefront. And Battlefront, they're already getting rid of the loot crates.
They bought it for $300 million.
465.
$465 million means you shut your fucking mouth and we put whatever you want in your fucking game.
No, it's
yes, absolutely. That's what it means.
I've already seen it. I've already seen how it's working.
You already seen what the future of Titanfall 3? How could
Oh shit!
Party foul.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna take this opportunity to school Jose on what's happening with this game and with this contract. The contract as of right now is $465 million. 146 of it goes right into Titanfall 3 with a 4-year contingency on like $100 million a year to continue to create product. The loot crate system is broken. The loot crate.
Wait a minute.
Stop.
What are you saying?
But-
Where does that say that they can't make changes?
But this is what I'm saying. The loot crate system doesn't work. We've proven this. We've proven this because we say it all the time when we talk about Grand Theft Auto Online. The fact that you can buy what you want, that is where the money is. The loot crate.
That's why it worked on Ubisoft also.
And that's why it works on Titanfall, because I can buy what I want. It's not a loot crate system.
But it doesn't matter what it works. If EA wants to do whatever the fuck they want, they can. There's nothing in that contract that says that they can't put loot crates.
But with the negative publicity that loot crates are
Do
getting,
you think EA cares?
yeah, it does.
They don't care. They just, do you know what the most expensive loot crate is in Star Wars Battlefront? $99.
Right, and guess what?
Then Richie from fucking Virginia, who has a lawyer for a dad, is going to buy it, and EA is going to see ka-ching, ka-ching, fuck you guys.
No, it's not. Because they're already getting, Google it.
Google
it.
what?
Google the loot
until
crate.
I see changes, like if
They've
I
already
see.
said it, though. They've already said that they're changing it.
What, Battlefront?
Yes.
So why is there a $99 loot crate coming out?
Your guess is as good as mine, but
It's-
they're
it's-
already changing it.
As long as loot crates continue to make money,
They're gonna
EA is
keep-
gonna milk that shit dry.
No matter what.
No
the
matter
opinion
what,
is.
you can hate it. You can
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
talk all the shit you want. I'm still gonna make my money.
No matter what, it's actually a bad decision for what's the name of the company? The company that Respawn to let them buy them out, man. Because when you let an evil corporation, I don't know, it's not always the same. Like Disney Disney got rid of LucasArts like that.
Is
you know?
EA still evil?
Yeah.
EA is evil and terrible.
Yeah. But like,
So
you
is
remember how they were
Activision.
the worst company, like
Oh yeah,
2 or 3 years running?
they're
Are
like
they?
number 3 now or something like that. They're not the worst in America, but they're number 3. Okie dokie.
Epic Star Cards, the highest tier of Star Cards available at launch, have been removed from crates to help keep everyone on a level playing field. These Star Cards will primarily be available through crafting, with the exception of special Epic Star Cards available through pre-orders, deluxe, and starters. They've already started removing shit, and this is a headline from EA itself.
I'll believe it when the game comes out.
Crate doesn't work.
It doesn't work. I understand that, but if they're making money, they don't care. They don't care.
They care when they lose money from it.
They're not losing money. They're not.
That's how the video game industry works. They milk it until it stops working,
And
then they move on.
They're not losing money.
There's-
Like Angry Birds.
Yeah.
They're.
Oh god.
What happened to Angry
Well,
Birds?
that they
It just stopped making money.
they just kept going. Angry Birds in Space, Angry Birds the movie, Angry Birds toys, Angry Birds. They shoved
and
Angry
then
Birds,
nobody knows about
and now no one,
nobody knows
yeah.
about Angry Birds anymore.
Does anybody remember the Angry Birds movie?
I didn't see it, but I remember that it came out.
I think it's already been like 2 years since it came out.
It was 2 years.
I think so.
I didn't even know it was released.
Yeah, man. It was.
Yeah, it's that I couldn't imagine that being a. I mean, there's no point to Angry Birds. There's no story to it. To like the game, you just throw birds at pigs.
Yeah, because it took something that was nice and normal.
Dude, they have it
and
in
they just
Dave and
milked it,
Buster's. They
milked
have
it,
an
milked it.
Angry Birds arcade game.
Oh yeah, they do. That's right. But it works in arcade.
Yeah,
would
I
give
agree.
it-
I agree.
In arcade, it works. I would play that in the arcade. But wait a minute, what are you talking about? Like an actual? I've seen the one where it's an actual like the claw type of game. You know, where you put quarters and you get a big stuff.
No, I'm talking about like the actual app game, but in a.
Really?
Yeah.
I played I played in Dave and Buster's the The stuff they have an actual slingshot. Anyway, what other topics do you guys want to talk about before we get to the debate? I want to get to the debate, but I know there's other
I did
news.
play a game that I hate to admit that it's very, very good, and I don't think it's on PlayStation. I
What
played
is
it at
it? Why did you
I
play
played it on my friend's house. He has an Xbox One. Cuphead,
Oh, tell me.
dude.
You like
Cuphead was I played. It's just amazing. It's funny. The graphics are good for what it is. You know what it's supposed to be. It's very challenging. It's simple to play. Like you can pick it up. He was like halfway through the game. And he's like, "Yeah, just pick it up. There's only like 3 buttons to press." But it is amazing. And I ran home to download it for PlayStation, and I didn't find it. But it's a really good game.
man.
I thought it was an amazing game.
I wish I had the Price is Right losing song right now. Bom, 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 bom. The whammy song. Whammy.
But it was a really good game, or it seemed to be. I only played a little bit of it, but
I can picture you running through the streets like fucking Charlie in the
I was riding home. I just kept repeating the name so I wouldn't forget. Cuphead,
like
Cuphead,
some
Cuphead,
guy,
Cuphead.
Mr. Smith. Alex, why are you running so fast? I gotta go download the game. Sorry. I have.
So let's talk about this Xbox One X One Xbox.
Did you get the picture I sent you?
One Xbox X.
Did you get the picture
Did I
sent
say
you?
enough X's for this Xbox One X?
They should just sort of just call it the Scorpio.
This thing.
This
Everything that I've read, there's not one. No, wait. I take it back. I did read one review where, well, timeout. Does anybody have anything else to offer? Because this conversation right here is going to segue into the debate.
okay.
So does anybody have something else to offer?
About what, the Xbox X?
No.
Nope.
Video games, nerd stuff
No,
in general.
no.
Anybody? Adrian?
No, nothing's really going on except for Thor. But we
Oh, I saw Thor. Fuck,
I
that was
have
a good
not
movie.
seen Thor.
Holy shit, that was so good. Oh my god, I'm pissed that I paid for it because I wouldn't have been able to see it for free. But
Disney Cruise.
yeah, apparently they're gonna pay on a Disney cruise, and I paid money and I get to go to see it
Well,
for
Disney
free.
Cruise is several $100s. Are you
Ye-
really that upset? Over
I am
15
upset. Yeah,
that year?
I saw it in the IMAX, so I paid like $18 a ticket. But if there's a movie you want to see in the fucking IMAX or the Atmos or the Cinemax DX or whatever, it's this fucking movie. It was so good, so fucking funny, and it's true what Frank said. This movie does not take itself serious. It is good from the very beginning. You know.
Spoilers.
So wait, okay. So you're
Fucking-
you're recommending it
Absolutely.
in IMAX?
IMAX,
'Cause
absolutely,
I'm like
absolutely.
vehemently against IMAX.
You need
so-
to see this movie. Do not see that shit in 3D. Do not see it in 3D.
Yeah,
Don't spend money on that shit. You wanted to have it in either the IMAX or the Cinemax DX, which is a Movie Co. or I think the Regal has a different one. I don't know what it's fucking called. It's Regal some shit. Whatever. The look for whatever's most expensive. That's the one you want to go see the movie at. And I would have liked to see that movie with the DX seats or whatever, the seats that shake.
I know what you're talking about.
When Hulk smashes and shit, oh my god, I would fucking love to feel the seats shaking shit. Oh, that is the movie. That movie is so good. It's the best.
Where does it
It's
rank? Where's it rank amongst Marvel
in this
movies?
in Marvel? Oh fuck, man, you put me in a position now where, I mean, it's definitely better than Homecoming. I thought it was way better than.
So wait,
Homecoming.
on your list, where does Homecoming rank?
Homecoming was
mine-
good.
mine was-
Homecoming was good, but what do you put Homecoming? You didn't like it?
No.
As a
Homecoming
re-
for me
No,
is
wait,
like
wait.
Did you see
Explain yourself.
Homecoming,
Yeah.
Alex?
okay.
Yeah. That's the best Spider-Man that's come out.
My opinion.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
explain yourself.
All right. So for me, my Marvel list is Winter Soldier and Guardians 1 are duking it out for the number 1 spot.
Okay.
You just got to ask me on a random day. Some days I'll say Guardians, some days I'll say Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier was really
Really
good.
good.
It's really fun.
The fighting was fucking ridiculous when they're like fucking hand fighting and he has a knife in his hand. He drops it to
Yeah.
catch it on the other side. Holy shit, man! What a fucking good. But you need to see this movie.
I'm going tonight.
They even have like I no spoilers.
Just all right.
So there's
okay,
something that
let's-
I felt. You may not feel it, but to me, tell me if I'm wrong. There was a reference there to Space Mountain. Okay, to me, it felt like Space Mountain. I don't know if you know what scene I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say the scene. There's a scene there where it actually looks like he's riding Space Mountain. I'm not gonna say anything else, but the when you see
I
the
don't know,
movie,
I don't know why I
because
brought
thi-
this up
it-
if
be-
we can't talk about it.
No, because I don't want to ruin the movie for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I totally
but
thank you. Don't.
there
but-
is a scene there. Frank is laughing because now he sees it. It is a Disney movie at the end of the day, and that part was all fucking Space Mountain. It was definitely a Space Mountain scene. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, look, this is Space Mountain all over again, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
Watch it. You're going
Alright.
to when you see this scene, you're going to laugh your ass
As far
off
as the audio and the visuals of it, how would you compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Because I thought the audio and the visuals in that movie were fucking amazing.
Okay, well, the audio was fucking fantastic with Hulk and everything, but visuals, it's no different than any other Thor movies. I mean, really, they didn't show anything that was Kate Blanchett. Claire?
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
She was awesome. She was fucking phenomenal, and she didn't want to do the movie.
Wait, she's in that movie?
Yeah, she's oh my god, you know I feel so terrible when I do this. Hella. I hope
Kate
it's Hella.
Blanchett is Hella in that movie?
Yeah, she looks awesome, bro. She's so good in that movie, and she didn't want to do it. She did not. Okay, a mother of three boys, I think 3 boys, and she didn't want to do a superhero movie.
She's a terrible
Dude,
mother.
I've been trying to
You
figure
can't tell because she dyed her hair black,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she's
yeah.
but
She
she looked good
she
and
looks
everything.
banging.
No, but she was excellent. Like, I'm so happy they
She's
picked
always
her.
good, though.
She was. I mean,
always good.
such a serious actor to do a movie like that. Everybody was good. I mean, obviously these two characters these two actors from Lord of the Rings are in the movie, and they know each other from Lord of the Rings.
Holy shit. How did
Because
I
the other
not
guy
know
is
that?
also from Lord of the Rings. I forgot his name though. Anyway, Alex, visually it was good. If you're gonna talk, if I'm gonna talk about the writing about this movie, the writing was just fucking excellent. Good.
I'm just worried because if you listen to last week's show, I tried not to hype it up.
Oh no,
I really did. I really tried to be like, it's a good movie. Go fucking see it. Because Jose's enthusiasm right now was my enthusiasm. But the thing is that sets the bar so fucking high. So if you come back disappointed,
let me just rephrase. This is not your typical Thor movie. So that's number one.
yeah.
Well,
this is what I'm saying though. I will say this: you need Thor 1 and 2 to get Thor to be this character. You need it because Thor 1 and 2 are kind of like this rite of passage, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, Alex, my recommendation is go see it.
Go see it. You're
This is a movie you got to see in the theater.
Yeah,
in my
you're
opinion.
doing yourself a disservice if you don't see it. And the spectacle of it, just seeing the arena, at this stage, with a Marvel, I mean, first and foremost, Marvel, I'm there day one, but you're not getting the sight and sound and exposure from these space adventures from Guardians and Thor, and even if they did a new Hulk movie, those are things that I would recommend to see in the theater just because of how, I don't even have a word for it, extravagant they are. Extravagant is just probably the best word I have because there's nothing we've ever seen. Star Wars is probably the closest thing we've ever had to something on this scale of just a grand stage, if that makes any sense.
I kind of want to see it again in an Atmos theater. That's how bad I want to see this movie again and see what the difference is.
Come to Orlando.
Because
I'm gonna
Atmos,
pony up there.
Atmos is the sound will go up, and there's a lot of scenes where Hulk jumps. You know, you would probably hear him jump through the ceiling. So I'd like to experience that. Would I spend the $18 again? No, but I would like to see what it would have been. You know, because you get two choices. You got to keep one. Me, I went with the visual. Visual will be the IMAX, and the IMAXs are 4K. So forget it. It's very colorful because it's an 80s type of scene and stuff. So it's very colorful. So if you're looking for pretty and an eye orgasm, go with the IMAX. If you want to hear it like the way it's meant to be, I think I would go with the Atmos. If you're a sound whore.
With the 80s being said, I finished it. Jesus Christ. Stranger Things season 2 is so fucking good. I am on that hype train. Jesus Christ. That show is far and away just, oh my God, I can't even get over how good it is. And when you watch it, I'm at the stage where it's those characters, that show could be just a playback on the 80s and they can just be high school kids. Those actors and those actresses are so good and the writing is so good. It could be a comedy show just along the lines of like a satire along the lines of The Office. It is so well written that if they removed the horror sci-fi aesthetic and just made it an 80s satirical show, I would watch it 30 times because it's so well. The Duffer brothers are amazing. Amazing.
Did you see it, Alex?
I did see Stranger Things too, and I agree that the kid who played Will, he stole it in the season. I mean, because he didn't really do much last season, but kind of be unconscious or just kind of hide. This season, the crying, the yelling,
Will's
the anger.
The one who got captured.
Yeah, the one who got captured.
Oh, okay.
Him, and the dude with the fucked up teeth.
Oh my God, what is his name? He's awesome. He's my favorite fucking character.
He is.
His fucking swag. He's so awesome. God damn, he's awesome.
He's an amazing. He steals the scene no matter what the scene is. If it's a comedy or a suspense, the hair, the hat.
That hair. Oh my God, he's this shows. It's so good.
Winona Ryder
is there more
always
episodes?
is
There's
amazing.
more episodes?
This season went to episode 9, and then from there, season 3 is already greenlit. I read that season 3 is already greenlit. From what I've read online, the Duffer brothers have 6 seasons set, dressed, and ready total. Not 6 more seasons. 6 seasons total. It's supposed to take the kids to high school. I think almost to high school graduation. They have 6 scenes. They have 6 seasons finished. But if at any point this show gets canceled, they have it so that every season feels like it's done, but there could be more. But if there isn't more, you're good.
Oh,
I do have
mad.
one complaint
I wanna
about
see
the
it in
season
4K.
without any spoilers. I think they could have just cut out episode 7 entirely. I hated that episode. It had nothing to do with the story at all, except for maybe just 1 2-second frame in the last in the season finale, in the series finale.
what do you call that?
But
They're called fillers. This is not what they do in Dragon Ball Z.
No, but this is.
No, Dragon Ball. Oh, fuck.
Dragon Ball Z puts fillers inside.
But
Dragon Ball Z is the epitome of a fucking filler.
Yeah,
Next week on Dragon Ball Z,
And
can
they don't-
Goku defeat Vegeta?
and then they
and
talk.
then
He's in the bathroom.
And then they go and they sit there. He's so strong. He's so powerful. And then they throw 2 punches, and then they go back to standing. He goes, next episode on Dragon Ball Z.
Not only that, but they put different fucking backstories in that shit, and they fill it out. It's pointless shit. How dare you? How dare you? I'm getting that fucking game. That game looks awesome. Alex, you getting that
What game?
Forget it. What do you think we're talking
I
about?
have no idea at this point.
The Dragon Ball Z game. Are you kidding me?
Well,
I love fighting games.
I didn't know there was a. I don't usually get fighting games. I'm not a big fighting game person.
But it looks so good.
It does. It does. And I did play a very
you
good
seen- have you
Dragon
guys
Ball
seen
Z
it?
game for PlayStation
You haven't seen
2.
the Dragon Ball Z fighting game? Oh, whatever.
Yeah, doesn't a Dragon Ball Z fighting game come out like every?
No. You have not seen this game, sir.
This
Okay.
this
no,
one is
no,
a 3 tag team, right?
Jesus
Something
Christ.
like that. A 3-man tag.
Yeah, it's Marvel versus Capcom type of thing. That's what appealed me the most. Don't listen. He only knows Mortal Kombat. That's all he knows.
I can't wait though. Black Friday. The ads have come out. So far, I am negative $180 in the bank, and that's off video games alone.
Okay.
I'm getting Injustice. I'm getting Tekken 7. Jesus, it's scary the amount of games I'm getting.
Okay. So, Let's start with you were talking about Xbox One X.
Xbox One X.
Hence,
Xbox
first of all, I went to the store. I went to the store there
Box
today, and it was there.
One.
It was available.
X.
Didn't it just come out?
One.
The Scorpio. It was there. It doesn't matter, sir. If it is a good,
Well, that's what I mean. It
is a
should
good
be
system, it'll
sold out for 6 months.
No, it was right there. It was right there.
Shit.
Okay, you want
it
to
took
compare
me
it?
this long to get a Switch. I just got a
Tell me,
Switch like last month.
Yeah, exactly. You have to kidnap someone to get a Switch.
Yeah.
You have to kidnap them and then hold them for fucking ransom. And then maybe a Japanese will send you one. But that's the only way to get a Switch right now.
So, Xbox One X, Box One X, One Box, whatever the fuck it is.
So what are you gonna
Anyways,
say? Are we gonna?
no. So the debate is this, and I've been reading online that you're getting 1 terabyte of memory, right?
Yes.
But the additional memory that it takes to run games. I saw a list of it. Gears of War, you have to add an additional 15 to 17 gigs.
Okay.
Forza's like another 15 to 17 gigs. And these are games that when you install them are a good 70 to 80 gigs because of the graphics, because of what it is.
Okay.
At this stage in the game, I'm very, very, very anti downloading games. I hate it. I don't think it's good. I know a lot of people are sitting there and they say the cost of the game has gone down because you don't have to do packaging, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. At the end of the day, I want to be able to play a game. When I turn on my system, I should be able to play it. Right now, my PlayStation, I have 2 PlayStation 4s. One of my PlayStations can only have 1 game at a time because I have it where it's set up that games I play all the time are eating up all the memory. And so what I have to do is figure out which one of these games am I not going to play for a while, and then I delete it to install a new game that I rent to play it for a little bit to then reinstall the game I was playing last. These installations take anywhere from a half an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how large the game is.
Okay. Let me know when I can, chime in when I'm allowed to.
So with that,
this is going to be our final debate before we close off the episode.
One of the things that I just saw about the X1, about this new Xbox, is they're like, one thing you should think about investing in is an external hard drive so you could put more shit. So you're going to tell me,
okay,
I'm just spent $500 on a fucking new system and you want me to dish out another $100?
You don't have to. You could delete a fucking game and just put another one.
Right. But once again, it goes back to time.
Alex,
it takes me 40 from a half an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the game that I got to reinstall to play it. So basically, I want to play a game. I have to put it in and then start doing laundry, dishes, cook dinner, go to the grocery store. And when I come back, maybe I can play my game.
Okay. Alex, you own a UHD, right? You own a UHD player.
Yes.
Before the Pro?
Yes.
How much did Homecoming cost you?
I
know you bought it on UHD. I saw
$22, $23. No, like $25, I think it was.
$25. Yeah. You would say? $25?
Yeah, $25.
$25 for a 2-hour fucking movie.
But
$25 for a 2-hour movie. Okay? A 2-hour fucking movie. You're paying $25.
Yes.
And it's a different Blu-ray. It is.
Yeah.
The capacity of a Blu-ray handles 100 gig. The one the PlayStation handles is 50 gig. Can anybody tell me how big Grand Theft Auto is?
It is over 90 gigs.
90 gigs. Okay. So 90 gigs. The original game was how much? Do you know? I'm sure it was around, 50 gigs, right? Yeah. So 50 gigs is your original game. So you're telling me that all the shit that they've crammed into Grand Theft Auto that's made the game better, run better, would not be possible. It would not be possible on that disc. You can't add more shit to the disc. The disc is final. What you get in the disc is what you get. Hence the cartridges, hence the CD players, the CD movies, whatever the shit. That's all you're going to get, guys. You're not going to get anything else. Any big fucking problems with the game, it can't be fixed. It cannot be fixed. If you put everything on that disc, you get what you get. Remember, there were glitches on Nintendo cartridges. There were glitches on PlayStation games that could not be fixed back then. If, for one chance, they do 100 gig UHD game, which is not big. First of all, it's not capable with the PlayStation Pro. You cannot play UHD Blu-ray players. You can't. You got a Blu-ray disc. That's all you can put on the PlayStation 4. So you are restricted to the 50 gigs, which is the most you can put on a Blu-ray disc. 50 gigs. So you're telling me that you're willing to sacrifice 50 gigs of your game and then not put anything else into it? You would sacrifice that just so you could play it over and over and over again instead of being able to download it? Remember all the shit they've added to Grand Theft Auto. They've added a lot of shit.
I know. That's
so
fine,
you were willing to
but
sacrifice everything that's been put in there?
Your argument and my argument are two different things. Your argument is saying that you were talking about additional. Additional is fine. I'm talking essential game itself. That's the problem.
So you
That's
wouldn't be
The baseline product is basically what
But the baseline product is not the whole game. So you're willing to play just what original was in it? The original one. You can't put anything else.
No, I'm talking about if I put my game in there, right?
I
Okay.
understand.
So then from what you're saying, only thing I should be downloading is a gig, maybe two.
You just said it's 90 gigs, so it's 40
Right.
gigs.
When the game goes, when I put in a brand new game, it installs the entire fucking game onto the hard drive. You can't tell me that.
So you can't play the game without the disc.
Right.
You put the disc in there and you can't play without the disc?
Yes.
I don't understand. Why is it downloading it in there then? I don't understand.
That's my point.
You sure it's not downloading gigs of extra
No,
things?
it has to install the game. Dude, I rent games all the time from Redbox. Because I get Redbox when I go to Publix or I go to the grocery store. So I get the game.
And it downloads.
And then,
You sure it's not an update? It's the actual game.
It's the
so
actual
you can play
game.
it after it.
Yes.
So you could play it after without the disc.
You have to install the game. You don't get to play the game without the disc.
So wait a minute, then that's not
You could
digital.
use a different
Then
disc. It can be if he get.
I understand what you're saying, guys, but the digital part of you're complaining about them forcing you to download the same game and the extra stuff, which, in my opinion, that's a console thing. I don't know why they fucking do that shit. It makes no fucking sense because
PC too?
No. In PC, there's no disc. You download the game.
If you buy PC games on a disc, you have to have the disc.
And then once you put it, I can put that disc up my ass and I don't have to put it in again. Never again. No, what do you mean no? I got Overwatch there for almost 2 years now. What are you talking about? I don't have to put it into play.
Okay, then they've changed.
No, you just download it and that's it. I'm done with the disc. I can throw it away. You're telling me that it's console who's doing this shit.
And this goes back to the original argument. This is why when I get so...
But okay, that makes no sense.
What
Why
do you
are they
mean?
making you download the fucking game and then you have to put the disc?
That's my argument.
What is the purpose of it?
This has been my argument. This has been my argument from day one, dude.
Okay, but I mean, I can't get involved in that argument because I think
I
thought we were talking about the digital world. You're talking about one thing that the console world is doing, which I think is stupid.
And that's my argument. When you're sitting there and when you're having an argument with me, and you're like, "This
No,
doesn't." Yeah,
if
Now-
it's a console thing,
yeah, you could sit there and sit on your fucking mighty throne all you want, and how you.
It just makes no sense. It
But
makes no
that's-
sense.
but-
Why does PlayStation do that? What is the sole purpose of doing it?
What is this? So this goes back to my original argument.
My argument is go get a PC.
When we are, no, dude, I can't get a PC.
I just go kill yourself.
Like I said, when I get a game, I should be able to enjoy it when I want to enjoy it. I don't get the opportunity to enjoy it when I want to enjoy it. When you and Dylan and George are telling me that
I'm sure they're arguing the same. I think they're arguing the same thing that I thought. You were complaining about digital purchasing. You're talking about downloading your digital game and then you're stuck with the disc and you have to put it on every time. It's two different things. So I'm sure that's what they're thinking too. We're talking about digitally buying games is better than having to recount on the disc. But if you have to download it, I thought you were downloading extra shit like fixes for the game, like updates.
Oh,
all
no,
that stuff.
no,
But if
no.
you're downloading the original vanilla game down when you have it in the disc, that makes no sense.
That's what you have to do.
So why are you downloading it?
And then you have to download the updates. This has been my argument, and this is why
So-
I've been so anti. Why do we have to put all this shit on there? Do you get what I'm saying? Now do you
if it was
understand?
updates, that's I understand.
But you
but
have to.
Then that's stupid.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't.
So
I wouldn't get a console.
So with an Xbox or a PlayStation, when you buy a new game, it has to download into your system, the vanilla version. For whatever reason, Frank is arguing. For some reason, you still need to insert the disc to play the game every time you play it. Now, updates come separately. That obviously that's not on disc, but you still have to use this disc. That's what he's upset about.
That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Why does console do that? It makes no sense. Once you've downloaded the game into the system, you should be allowed to play it. It should be. Go ahead, Alex.
Kind of steering the conversation in a somewhat different direction. The one thing I like about disc is that I can play it wherever I want as long as there's another console. Like I can take any game I have to Jose's house and just play it there after he downloads the game.
But you have to download the game again. That makes.
Well,
no
it's
sense.
a different console.
So what's the point of the
Then
disc?
you can. Well, to me, the point of the disc is that you can play it in more than one console, as opposed to downloading where you're stuck playing it only in your console, and I can't go to your house.
And I agree, that's true. But what they're talking about is if you take it to my house and you put the disc, you have to do the download again with.
Because it has to install in your console.
It's so fucking stupid. It's worthless. What's the point of having the disc if you're gonna download it?
And then from there, now when you have a game like Grand Theft Auto that's now 90 gigs, why do you think I haven't deleted it?
It's not,
Do you know how long that takes to download? Especially because you and Dylan and George are like, well, have it wired. I'm like, I can't just drill a hole in the wall of my girlfriend's house to run an Ethernet cable.
And I
that's
agree.
not feasible. And you guys are like, well, then that sounds like your problem. And it's like, dude, that's a really fucked up way to look at it from a gaming perspective. Well, that's your problem. Because the fact that I have purchased said game and I can't play said game when I want to play said game, that's a problem, man.
It's just they're already doing the mistake by letting you put the disc again after you download it. So I think that's a stupid step. I don't know why they do it. I'm looking it up here. I can't figure out why would they download the fucking game and then force you to keep the disc. It makes no sense. Unless it was updates or extra shit or fixes and all that stuff, that I can justify. But if you're going to sit me and tell me the console's doing that, then yeah, I have to agree with you. That's so stupid.
And then you can download the fixes. You can download all the patches without the disc in, but you can't play the game without the disc in.
But it's just...
Yeah.
So what's the point? Once again, what is the point of downloading the first 50 gigs that is in this? I understand if you downloaded another, let's do Grand Theft Auto, for example, for PlayStation. It's a 90 gig game. The 50 gigs are already in the disc. I understand that it makes you download an extra 40 gigs for the updates, the DLC, or whatever bullshit. But if it's making you download it again and then making you put the disc on again, what's the fucking point? That makes no sense. I understand that it would let you put the disc in and then you can play without any internet and shit and you play the vanilla version. But why does console do that? I don't know. I wish I could tell you why the fucking they do that. Me, if we're going to talk about the object about space, I have a computer, I have 3 terabytes, and I have an SSD drive. Let's imagine I don't have the 3 terabytes and I only have the 480 SSD drive, which is less than a 500 gig PlayStation.
Right.
And I have fucking games that I know would run better if I put in an SSD. Do you know what an SSD is?
Yeah.
A solid state drive. It would run faster, load faster. Now I have to make a decision what games I'm going to put there. And 480 gigs on a game for Assassin's Creed was... it was like 80. No, it was like 50 gigs. I'm trying to figure out a big game. World of Warcraft, maybe? World of Warcraft is a big game because it has so many updates and stuff like that. And yes, I have to make the decision which games I'm going to keep there and which ones I'm going to delete. Your You have some games that you absolutely love and you play, but me, once again, I'm not judging the way you are, but there are the other people like Dylan or George that once they're done with the game, that's it. They're not going to play it again. I have Steam. I have over 200 games in Steam. So once I'm done with the game, I don't go back to it. And if I go back to it, then I download it. Do I have Wi-Fi? No, of course not. But it's a fucking PS4. I can actually say that when I went to put there was a game that I got for the PS4 that took all my space. What was it? The Horizon. When I went to put Horizon, I had to delete 2 games. Did I cry about it? Did I go, oh my God, I might play Uncharted again? No, I just deleted it because that's the game that I wanted to play at the time. So it all comes down to me and the type of player you are. If you're one of the players who likes to hold on to a game for the end of time, then yes, it's bad for you. But for the player who, once he's done with the game, he's done. He has no problem deleting.
What about games that you can't get back, though?
Like what? Like the
Marvel vs. Capcom Origins or Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Or PT and stuff like that.
Or PT.
Okay. I understand what you're saying about that, but
And these are games.
how many times are you going to play PT? How many times? But how many times?
So let's use PT as an example.
Okay, it's a game that is not supposed to be available around anymore.
Right.
So because you owned it, it doesn't exist anymore, though.
How much is your PlayStation worth because you have PT on it?
That's multiple. Yeah.
Yes, but you don't. You have to get rid of your PT. Doesn't stay there if you delete your game, your name. It doesn't stay in the system.
He could just keep it though.
Yeah, but your PlayStation is worth shit because if you try to sell it, you have to delete your username, which goes away with your PT.
But that's
so. I'm not saying that your game costs, your system costs more because it has PT. No, absolutely not.
No.
Unless you're willing to give your username.
My issue. Maybe PT was the worst example, but there are games out there that are exclusively digital.
Okay.
That once you delete them, you can't get them back.
But I mean,
and
it all comes down of the type of gamer you are. If you're going to go back to that, then yes, it's bad for you. But in my opinion, most gamers, Alex, you can chime in. How many games do you have that you've hold on into your system for more than 6 months after you were done with it? Can you name me one?
I have a handful.
Give me one.
Borderlands and Borderlands 2.
Do you go back to Borderlands?
I haven't in a while, but
when was the last time you played Borderlands?
The first one?
Yes.
About a year or so.
A year or so.
Yeah, but that's the kind of game where
damn opinion.
That's the kind of game where I can replay over and over and kind of
But I want your opinion. Are you going to go back to it anytime soon?
I don't know.
But that's not.
That's the.
He should have the option to. Though.
You do have the option. Just download it. But it's been a year. You're telling me you can't sacrifice.
It doesn't matter how long it's been.
How long has it been your Borderlands?
I own that game.
And you can delete it and download it again.
No, you can't.
Borderlands?
No.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But there's only a few games.
There's only a few games.
How big is PT? How big is PT?
PT?
How big is
Frank
PT?
is like morally obligated to keep PT on his PlayStation now because if he fucking deletes his shit, then it's,
and you're telling me you have
another copy of PT that's gone forever.
We cannot use Frank as an example because Frank plays games.
He's the only one I know.
He's the 1%. He's the 1%, bro. You have to think about that. You're not thinking. You're thinking of the one person you know. But if you think of you have.
I'll think about me too.
Okay, name me one game that you had in your system that you haven't played for a year.
Oh.
One game.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a minute. Okay, wait a minute. You can download that again?
No.
Okay, so I'm talking about. Let's forget about the ones you can't download again. Name me a game that you have in your system that's taking up space that you haven't played for more than 1 year that you can download again.
Probably MGS Ground Zeroes.
MGS Ground Zeroes. Perfect example because you have MGS 5, right?
Right.
Okay. So you haven't played it for a year and you get a brand new game. And it has been a year. You're going to tell me you're not willing to sacrifice, which if I remember correctly, it was like 30 gigs, MGS 5. So you're not willing to sacrifice 30 gig space for a game that you haven't played for a year. And you're probably, the odds are you're not going to go back to it ever again because MGS 5 came out already. But you still got the option to download it whenever you want. Whenever you want. You're telling me you're not willing to sacrifice because you haven't played it. You haven't played it. You haven't touched it at all. That's what we do with toys when we're kids. What happens with toys when you stop playing with them? And your mom buys you a new toy. What do they tell you? Throw away that shit, right? Because you're not playing with that toy
Your little
anymore.
brother
But
gets
the
it.
difference is, this. The difference is it's a video game is less like a toy and more like a movie.
But Frank, if you haven't played for it in a year, why do you absolutely need it? They're taking your space. That is what you call a hoarder.
No, it's not that.
It is a hoarder. You
Stop.
haven't touched it.
Time out. The games that I have that are taking up space.
1%. Let's go back to that. Okay.
No, let's go. Final Fantasy 15, I still play.
Okay.
That's almost 100 gigs.
Oh
Grand Theft Auto 5, almost 100 gigs.
You play Grand Theft Auto 5, so I don't count that.
Division. I have Division for that
us.
for you guys, and that's a game. I try to get you guys to play other games.
I
nobody
understand.
wants to jump on Titanfall. Nobody wants to jump on Grand Theft Auto.
I understand. What
So
you're saying.
so between these 4 games, my 500 gig PlayStation, which isn't 500 gigs, which is 486 gigs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's not even including Metal Gear Solid 5.
So you have 5
So-
games that you play a lot.
I have 5 games that I play a lot. And so from there, I have to pick of these 5 games, which is the smallest to delete, which is going to take the less time. So I can put in one fucking game that I can play for 45 minutes. So to delete it, to go back to a game I play all the time.
I understand your point, but you are the 1 fucking percent. You're the 1% who's carrying 5 games that you've played for 5 years. You really expect the whole industry to go into a halt because you can't let go of fucking 5 games? Are you kidding me? It's the fucking future. You have to delete the shit. That's just how it is. You want them to go on a complete halt the way the future's going because you want to hold on to 5 fucking games. Going back to console. Console's doing it wrong where it's making you download that shit. That is wrong, and it's putting you guys in that predicament. Because why are you downloading the fucking disc in the first place in there if you have the disc? That is let's assume the disc is 40 gigs. You have 4 games. That's 200 gigs, right?
You know what I would do?
You have 4 games.
5 games.
5 games. They're 40 gigs each inside the disc. 5 games, 200 gigs. That's something console's punishing you. Why are they doing it to you? I don't understand. It makes no sense.
But
so if you could just not put that 40 gig, you would have an extra 200 gigs in there.
Yeah.
The company's screwing you guys in that way, and I understand why you're upset. And that is where I would argue about it. If you had the full fucking digital game in there, then I would sit there and say, you're going to have to make a decision of which one you're going to have to delete and download later. But the company's fucking you guys for 200 gigs of unnecessary space.
you know what's the funny thing I find about this, though? Alex, based off this argument, whose side are you on? I'm not being facetious. What side are you on?
Well, I don't I don't like I don't like I see Jose's argument that it's pointless to have a disc, pretty much.
Right.
And I'm kind of I like buying movies 4K instead of downloading them. But the video games I'm kind of steering more towards downloading, only because first of all the midnight releases, I hate midnight releases, having to wake up and do a line in GameStop at 9 o'clock and then go at midnight to do another line.
When you can
can pre-order it,
preload it.
and so I'm
No, you can't preload it. You can't PlayStation. You can't.
I can't
preload.
preload it, but as soon as midnight hits, I can just start downloading it.
There are some games you can preload. Witcher had a preload version.
Wasn't a Fractured But Whole?
There are some
Preloaded?
games that gives you preload.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but ready? This is my thing. Jose's sitting there saying that we're the 1%, but 3 out of 1.
No, we is too many. You're the 1%.
Well, no, I still have games that
Most people
like,
delete the fucking
I have
game.
Resogun.
I
I've had
You hold on to all your games, even the ones that you don't
No,
play for
no,
years.
not-
No, not those.
But he does.
no.
Wait.
He does.
I just gave you 5 games that I still play.
5 games that you're holding on to that you still play.
So- Here's my personal argument. Movies, right? DVDs, VHSs, whatever.
Yes.
A lot of people still keep that shit around.
Okay.
Because, you don't see that same movie every year. But like, if
we
the moon strikes you,
we cannot use the same argument because on Blu-ray
it's
movies,
a piece of media.
No, it
You
is
should
a
have
better
access
version.
to that
It is
media
a better version
because you bought it.
It has better
Period.
sound on the Blu-ray disc.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's the reason to have it. If I wanted to get the digital copy, I know that I'm not gonna get the same sound that I would get on a Blu-ray. Okay, 7.1 Atmos. Only a few have it in digital. Most of them has to be on the disc. So that's the reason for people who are movie buffs, they want to keep that disc because when you put that fucking disc down, you're gonna get the best possible version of that game, of the movie. Sorry, compared to the digital version. No. Yes, absolutely. Your digital version does not look like your disc version. Your disc version looks better. Look it up. It looks better.
I'm not going to argue that. I'm saying the people who have discs, they hold on to the discs.
Frank, what I'm saying is that it's a better version. What you're saying is that the digital version of a game is the exact same fucking shit that would be in the disc.
No, our argument is the reason why people have discs. It's something that they purchase. It's something that they hold on to. And it's something that they can access whenever they want. You don't need to put or download your Blu-ray or your DVD or your fucking VHS. If you still have a VHS, you don't need to download anything to enjoy your media. That's the argument.
Okay, now that argument, once again, with the movies, it is not the same comparison. Because movies, you can fucking stream. You cannot stream a game. You can stream movies, and I can fucking sit. You see all those fucking movies there? I have them all digitally, and I can play them faster than opening the goddamn box and putting it in the disc. If I just push one button, I can play over 150 movies like that. So the argument for movies is not the same for this debate. Don't bring it up. It's not the same because you can stream movies. You cannot stream games.
Okay.
So
at the end of the day, if I pay $60 for a game, I should have access to that game forever.
Absolutely right. You're right, and I'm still. Okay.
My stance on this is that there are games out there that are strictly digital. That if you delete them from your system, that you paid your money for, they're gone for good.
Yes, and how many are there like that?
There's a few. There's a couple dozen.
How many? It's a couple of dozen.
Probably 100 or so. I don't know. But that's still like.
You don't know what game in the future because PT. No one knew that it was going to be a game that you couldn't have.
Exactly.
It could happen where whatever happens with God of War or a game that I really really enjoy. I can't really relate to PT because that's not my cup of tea. I hated that came out like that. But if that happens to God of War or Borderlands or some sort of Uncharted game where that's it, that's the last copy, that's all you have.
And you're right. And this is where I go back with the company's fucking you guys because you have it in disc.
No,
if the old PlayStation games you had it, and for some reason they stopped making the game, you could still put that fucking disc down and play it. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So you can't do it with this one, but that is a console thing that's fucking you guys.
But
what happens? You download it.
But you're not listening. What happens because it's inevitable? What happens when the PlayStation Store stops for PS3? What happens? Because it's inevitable. They're going to stop with the servers. So why happens? Is it something that you spent money on? Something that you can literally. You can't get it back.
You're right. And this is where PlayStation is not better than the Xbox because the Xbox takes care of the people who get those old games and you can download them down. Unfortunately, in this situation, PlayStation sucks. You can't do it.
Wait.
You get 360 games and they're doing it little by little where eventually you're going to get all the 360 games digitally into the Xbox. PlayStation doesn't do that.
No, you have to have the disc to get the Xbox. PlayStation now, you can get the old
exactly,
games.
But you just said the old disc that you have for the PlayStation, you should be allowed to put it into the PlayStation 4.
No. I'm saying the digital. If I buy a game on PlayStation 3, on the digital PlayStation, on the PSN, eventually they're going to stop those servers on PSN. It's inevitable that the PSN server is going to go down for PlayStation 3. The day that happens, I can no longer go online with my PlayStation 3 and download games from there. So and you laugh.
I laugh because this is just
I
understand what you're saying.
I turned on my PlayStation 3 yesterday, dude. I turned on my PlayStation 3 yesterday to play a game that I own. So you can't tell me that's not true. And you can't tell me that retro gamers aren't true, because you know why? The Super Nintendo, the SNES wouldn't have sold out. And it's still next to impossible to find. That the Nintendo, when it came out, wouldn't be next to impossible, because we are unaware the nostalgia of old games. That how we go, holy shit, we missed them. There are 3 games that I want for PlayStation 2 that when I've found them retail on eBay are over $60. Def Jam Fight for New York.
Awesome.
I think Need for Speed Underground 2, I think that's a little cheaper. And then this one, it's a game called Mark Echo Getting Up. It's an old school like graffiti game that I really, really want. They are over $40 on eBay because they just don't make them anymore.
Okay, and you
I
think
want 'em.
everybody wants them?
No, not everybody wants them.
Not everybody wants them,
Right,
Frank.
right, but I do. But this is the thing, I do, and I want these old games.
Okay, and eventually you don't think they're going to be coming out?
Oh, no. Those 3 in particular, no, not at all. 2 of which are owned by EA. Those are not coming out.
Def Jam was an awesome game.
Yeah, there's only going to be a few games that come back from any era when the servers die eventually. So out of what, there's like 1,200 PS3 games out there, I think.
So if we're going to talk about when the servers
Like,
die,
there's only going to... Okay, if you played a Nintendo when you were a kid, you still have the option to collect that stuff and play with that media and or take your stuff out of the attic. Our problem is that we're not going to have that opportunity 20 years from now with a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 4. And the way things are going, we're not going to have that opportunity anymore. That's kind of a big deal. It doesn't matter if you play it every day or if you only play it like once every 5 years.
I agree.
I mean,
I'm not going to argue anymore because
because from here, you're a Steam guy, right? And you love your Steam, right? I won't.
you don't even know what Steam is.
I won't hate Steam. I won't knock on Steam. There's no guarantee that Steam will be here in 2 years. There's no guarantee, because look at Blockbuster, look at GameStop, look at fucking JCPenney's and Sears. It just takes one thing to happen. And guess what? Right now we're looking at your library, and your library is extensive. If these servers go down, everything that you own right here, right now, disappears. And you're like, oh yeah, I don't care. Well, I mean, that's great that you're one of the individuals who don't care that you just lost everything that you ever purchased. But I mean, I go and I look. I have 4 original PlayStation games. I have about 7 PS2 games. I have a nice library of PS3 games, and I have a nice library of PS4 games. I have all these games because at some point in time, it's fun to go back and play Parasite Eve. It's fun to go back and play Def Jam. It's fun to go and play Shadow of Colossus.
And you feel that 90% of people are like that? That people actually hold on to these games? Most people fucking trade their games in, bro.
I know, and we don't
realize
realize
there's only
it.
a few. So what is your solution?
We don't
Your
know.
solution. What is your solution to the... I hear you arguing and I hear you bitching. What is your solution for this problem?
Well, I go back.
Let's hold technology.
Yeah.
Let's just stop.
No
more technology. Everybody holds on to their shit. Fuck digital world. Let's just stay with our shit and let's accumulate the disc up and down to the end of fucking time. Frank, you're going to tell me that in 5-6 years you're going to be holding on? Not even 5-6 years. In 20 years you're going to be holding down to 200 discs?
Yeah, why not?
So you, 1% once again, technology should stop because of you. When most people throw those shit away or trade them in and get something else, they don't hold on to these things.
Dude,
they're going
one of the
digital.
things
They're
is-
going digital because it
PlayStation-
doesn't take up fucking space.
PlayStation 1 and 2, the only reason why I got rid of those games is because I was 17 years old and I couldn't afford a new game.
But the reason
I would have kept, dude, to sit here and say that I wouldn't have kept Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 2, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Parasite Eve, Xenogears. I mean, the list
I
of
got to cut it down.
the list. the list of those and that's just PlayStation 1 games. That's not PlayStation 2 games. And you can't tell me that when those new systems came out, you didn't go into GameStop or the pawn shop with this handful of games and a system that you're like, I'm never going to touch this again. And you look back and you're like, fuck, man, I wish I would have kept it.
Yes, I agree. Once again, but those are very few games. And I'm not going to fucking die because I can't play Parasite Eve. Are you kidding me? Even if I had the fucking physical game on me, I wouldn't play it. Even if it was digital, I probably wouldn't play it. Because I'm in the higher percentage than you guys. You're basing technology on the few guys who hold on to every fucking console. Digital, you don't have to worry about the fucking console. Every time a new console comes out, going to Nintendo, who does it the worst. Every time a new console comes out, you're fucked. That's it. You're never going to see the game again. You're going to hold on to every single console. Do you really think I want a Wii U in my fucking system here? You want to hold on to a Wii U so I can play fucking Twilight Princess? No. I'd rather it go digital. The way Nintendo should be, it should go digital, and then I can play it from any system that I want. That's the way consoles should do it. That's how consoles should be doing it. You're talking about space. Yes, it sucks about the space. I can't argue with that. But my state of mind is I know that if I ever want to play an old game, it's accessible. Your state of mind is, oh, well, once you stop making the game and stuff. But it's console. At the end of the day, you're talking about a console problem. Yeah. So I can't. I agree, but I disagree. I agree in certain things that they're fucking you guys, and that's it. But I disagree in certain things. I like digital. I like that I can build 10 PCs and I will be getting my game at any of them. Yes, it would suck. Of course, it would suck if Steam goes out of business tomorrow. God help me, it doesn't do that. But for now, that's like fucking saying PlayStation is going to go out of business tomorrow. If PlayStation goes out of business tomorrow, no more PlayStation. Are you going to bitch and whine that you can't get your fucking games?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same fucking. It's the same comparison. PlayStation can go out of business tomorrow, and you'll never get your fucking God of War. It goes out of business tomorrow.
What are you talking about? I have my God of War.
The new one.
Disc. Okay, then the game never comes out.
It never comes out.
But it's not like I owned it. You own it.
I understand, but you're comparing the Steam might go out of business. So can the PlayStation. The PlayStation can go out of business too.
Right, but I have my game.
You can't. Apparently, you fucking can't because you have to download the fucking game into the system. So if the servers go down because PlayStation goes out of business, stop. Let me finish. The servers go with the fucking system. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
PlayStation Network will not stay if the system goes out of business. So if you're forced to download this fucking game down, where are you going to download it from if there is no PlayStation Network?
You just don't get the update. You just get the vanilla version of the game.
You won't because you have to download it.
But that's from the disc, though. You don't need to be online to down.
I thought you just told me that you can't play any part of the game if you don't have it on the internet.
No, not the internet.
Did you not say you cannot play the game?
Not the internet. You can download the disc.
That's a different thing. That's a whole different argument, and if we're going to go, we have to say that till next time.
You said you can't play the game without it. I thought that's what you said.
I can't play my saved game because my saved game has an update, so I'd have to start from scratch.
Once again, seems like a console problem.
My real gripe with downloading again is not being able to share. I should be able to take the game that I bought to anywhere and play it there.
Yeah, of course, and you would love to trade it and get something else cheaper too.
You could do that before, where you can sign up with your user and look at your download list, and then you could download it to someone else's system. But they stopped that a couple of upgrades ago.
Yes, and I understand. And to end my argument with it, it all comes down to how much you can handle nostalgia. So at the end of the day, that's all. If you can't handle nostalgia, then yes, you're in the same boat with these guys. But me, I can let go of nostalgia very easily.
And that's the funny thing. And now you're part of the 1%. You're part of the 1% because you have 3 different people telling you that we agree that we like our old things. You're saying, I have no problem letting go of nostalgia. You're part of a 1%. You're saying you're part of the masses.
If the big masses was like you guys, then they wouldn't go digital. I promise you that.
If the big masses didn't do it, then we wouldn't be getting a Shadow of Colossus remake. We wouldn't get a...
Stop. Just stop with that shit.
Okay.
Stop. That is not even the same
But
fucking
there
comparison.
are some.
Like,
There
how-
are some.
That's not even.
There are some games
that is
that are
not
good.
even
Just
the
a little.
fucking.
That's-
They're remaking the. Also,
This-
we're gonna get Resident Evil 2 remake too because of that.
This man just dropped the mic
No,
because
you
I'm
didn't
right
drop
there.
the mic. That is not the same comparison of what you're saying. Okay, when you're gonna get fucking Shadow of the Colossus, is gonna do the same fucking thing. You gotta download it to your console. It's gonna do the exact same thing. So no, I will not take that as your point. I'm sorry, no point on that debate. You've lost on that point.
Yeah, okay. That's
It's just a remake. What the fuck? That's like saying, how many
That's
remakes?
nostalgia.
God, the hence why they remake fucking movies. It could be two things: nostalgia, or maybe they can't come up with any games. It could be that. It could be the fact that Japan studio actually ran out of fucking ideas. You ever thought about that? No. Well, you
I
better
just
think about
it's
it.
an easy way to make a quick buck.
Well, there you go. Easy way to make money. It's not. They're feeding off of people like you.
That's why you're getting it.
Of course I'm going to get it. And then when I'm done, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trade it and get something else. Because that's how easily I can
But
do
there,
it.
there are some games that I like to play, like Resogun. There's no story to it. There's no point to it. You just kind of play it to kill time. Those are the kind of games that I like to have on my system. Resogun. There was Super Meat Boy or some shit like that.
Super Meat Boy.
Just dumb games that you can just play over and over and over again. There's no point. I don't always want to dive into a whole story. Sometimes I just want to kill time. So those are the games that I like to have on my system, and I don't delete those, because then you have to like fucking upload again.
How big is Meat Boy? Is it 1 gig or 500 megabytes?
Still,
You need double the gigs to download a game, though.
The fucking console.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I can't be part of this conversation anymore. Anywho, I agree and I disagree. We're going to end it up here, guys, because I have to run. And I'm sure Frank has to run too. So please, give us your input, please.
Hit us up on Twitter.
On Twitter, on Evil Metal Gamers, at Evil Metal Gamers, or you can write me an email at evilmetalgamers@gmail.com.
Check us out on the podcast on Apple and on Android.
Yes.
Evil Metal Gamers Podcast.
Yes. And I want to thank Adrian and I want to thank Alex for getting in on this.
Thanks
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate it, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for
it
having
was fun.
You know what? I like these debates, and I think more people should be included because when it's me and Frank, it goes nowhere. But apparently, it was 3 against 1. But I think I held my own.
I would
It's been
I would say
real.
2.5. I have a toe dipped in download. I'm just not fully there. I'm not immersed yet.
Oh, you okay? Alrighty, guys.
Love, peace, and happiness.
Take
Peace.
care.